Here we go. Here we go. Music marketing. Week 24. That kind of rhymed. Oh my God. Hi everybody. Welcome to the year 2020. I have some music marketing to share with you. This is week 24. That means we did 23 weeks of music marketing last year, which is kind of crazy. I wanted to do one every week, but girl, there are not that many topics. You start to walk over yourself at some point. So we'll see how many of these I do this year, but I love doing them and I hope you love them too. It seems like you do. And this week we're going to talk about how not to act on social media, specifically Twitter, because I see a lot of people who maybe make decent music, but there's certain things about them that turn me off. And it's not necessarily like their personality. I'm not being a judgmental biatch. It's more like certain attitudes they have or the way that they portray themselves that just turns me off and makes me not want to listen and makes me not want to be their friend and makes me not want to share their music, because it's just kind of, well, we'll get into it. We'll get into it in a little bit. And if you have any questions at any time, anyone, feel free to, sound off in the chat, say whatever you want. I might finish a point before I, get to it, but just do your thing. So first I'm going to start off with, I think there's 7 points here. 7 points, whatever clickbait, I want to put in the title later. So we're going to say there's 7 big, major don't do thises on social media. And again, specifically Twitter. But number 1 is probably the biggest one I see and the one that bothers me the most. And it's when people complain about their own music and complain about not having listeners, complain about no one caring, and complain about all that stuff. It's very valid. And I understand why people, want to vent to that. But if someone, first of all, it alienates the people who are listening to you because it makes them feel like, okay, well, what am I, bitch? Chopped pussy? You know what? I'd rather have chopped pussy. I'd rather be chopped pussy. They're just, you feel kind of alienated and you're like, okay, well, what am I? And at the same time, me looking at someone, because I do like a lot of playlist curation and I'm always looking for new artists. And if I see an artist that always is just complaining about how people aren't listening to their music, it just makes them come off as angry. It makes them come off as, maybe not self-reflective because they're not really thinking about maybe what issues what are the issues within their own music, which maybe people aren't responding to, or what are the issues with their marketing or whatever. And I'm like, girl, I see you follow me and you're complaining about your music not popping off. Watch my videos. Then they watch my videos and they're like, these were really helpful, thanks. And I'm not saying that's the solution. Actually, what I'm saying the solution is it's totally okay to have those thoughts. We all have those thoughts where we're like, my music is trash. Everyone is ignoring me. Even me, after I got 1,000 streams in a day for He Didn't Want Me, that slowed down a lot after that. And I was like, oh, I'm not getting on, as many playlists. Not as many of my, music contemporaries are sharing this song. Like, what's wrong with me? But I had to just bring myself back and be like, bitch, a year ago, 2 years ago, you would have taken a year to get 1,000 plays. So number 1, sit the fuck down and shut up. Number 2, if you really are feeling some type of way or you're feeling jealous about people, write it down in a journal. Twitter is not a journal. Twitter is not a diary. You can share great moments of your life and you can share struggles, but you have to do it right without coming off as annoying. And if you feel like you're getting ignored by a lot of people, honestly, reach out to someone who you respect and be like, hey, can you take a serious listen to my music and let me know? Like there was a person, for example, an artist who I see posting a lot, like they put in a ton of work for their music, but it's just not the right work. Hi, Nicole, how are you? Oh my God, Nicole, they didn't understand art. If they didn't like Santa's Bussy and if they didn't like Come Talk for Santa, I performed Santa's Bussy at my show last night. It was like the crowd favorite. Everyone had so much fun. It was my favorite too. But hi, I love you. What was I saying? Oh yeah. So there's this artist, for example, that I do see complaining a lot about music. And I actually reached out to him because I was like, you know what? I'm tired of seeing you complain about how no one wants to pay attention to your music. And I see that your heart is in the right place and I see that you're working and I see, all of this effort that you're putting in. And I do see that you're not getting, as much recognition as you want. But, the times that I've listened to your music, I have a lot of notes for you. So I literally slipped in that person's DMs and I was like, hey, do you want me to give you some feedback on your music? Because I have opinions. And I told him, like, okay, I think the vocal production needs to be better. I think, what kind of mic are you using? Do you have a mic? Turned out he was recording on an iPad. So I was like, okay, it might be worth it for you to record into a mic because your beats are good. And, I think like your writing is, it's good. You don't have any issues there. But the issue was like the vocals are not matching up with the track. It's not cohesive there. So I was like, you know what? Here are your options. Get a better mic. If you can't afford that, the producer that you're working with, see if they can actually do some production on your vocals. Basically that type of thing. So if you're really down on your music, whatever, ask someone. Write it out to yourself. What are the issues? What are you going through? And what do you need? Because a lot of times if you talk to yourself about these things, you'll realize, oh, okay, you'll get clarity on it. It's really not that hard. And what was the last thing I was going to say about that? Oh, sometimes I forget what I'm talking about. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about, baby. Yeah. I got a good feeling. Yeah. Okay. The last thing was like a lot of times also you got to fake it till you make it. And you got to pretend that you're doing better than you are. And that's not even necessarily like lying. It's also just being grateful, like being more grateful and appreciative of what you do have and putting that side out on social media and being like, hey, yeah, maybe I didn't get as many streams as I expected, but I got 1,000 streams in a day. Yo, we still got almost 2,000 streams in a week. We still did this. And even if your numbers are smaller, it doesn't have to be your numbers. You can just be like, hey, I'm really excited with all of the support I'm getting, because you don't have to have these big ass numbers to be appreciative. You can be appreciative no matter what, and be humble and be grateful. And that will make people, number one, more likely to check you out because they're like, oh, this person said they've been getting a lot of support for their music. Let me go check it out, instead of, oh, no one wants to listen to my music. And then, it kind of might turn people off. So that's that on that. Now, next thing is constantly complaining about your personal life. I know this doesn't have to do with music, but there's just so many people complaining on Twitter, and it's like, we don't care. Okay, it really depends what you're complaining about. I don't want to come off as a totally callous bitch. But there's a difference between complaining about like, no one loves me and all of this stuff, and just sharing this like really personal stuff that, maybe you could talk to a friend about, or again, write in a diary, versus writing on Twitter, where it's just like, it doesn't make people want to look at your social media. It doesn't make people want to listen to you. It's different if you're putting it in an artistic way, or doing it in a poem, or doing it in a song. But if you're just always complaining about being alone and, certain things, then it's not putting forward the best face of you. And again, it goes back to being grateful and appreciative. Now, I know there are also a lot of ways that you can turn certain things like depression and anxiety and certain, vulnerabilities into good posts. And I'm not saying don't post those sides of you, but I'm saying think about posting things in a way that brings value to others. You know what I mean? Like, think about telling things more in a story, or telling things more about vulnerably, instead of just like a complaining angle. I mean, it works for some people. I don't know, Black Bear, personally. But I mean, I think especially for like maybe younger people, when you're in middle school and shit, you're hella emo. So it's very relatable to just complain about that shit and feel like, yeah, I'm going through that too. But I don't know. I just see a lot of people. For me, honestly, there were times, especially after my last breakup, where I was really writing some dark shit and just, talking shit and being dark, and it definitely wasn't helping me feel better, and I don't think it was helping the Twitterverse and the universe feel better. So what I did was write in a diary. I started doing a diary, and I found a therapist. I know a therapist is not in everyone's income and everyone's availability. Luckily, I was poor enough where I had Medicaid, so I could get it for free. But just write things out to yourself, girl. It's very early Tumblr days, yes. And I feel so annoying for like, all of these are complaints. I know this is like such a negative music marketing, and I'm sorry for that, but there's just things I needed to say, and it's just what's gonna come out. Okay, the next thing is something very easy to avoid and very quick, and that is automating your Instagram posts to Twitter. Don't do that. Don't do that because no one looks and it just clogs the feed. It's better for you to literally take the picture that you posted on Instagram and then post it on Twitter with the same caption or whatever. That's less annoying versus like seeing this long caption and then 18 hashtags and then a link that doesn't even show, and the picture from Instagram doesn't show. And there's so many people who, like music people I see, whose Twitters are just their Instagram posts because they're like, well, I need to be active on Twitter, so I'll do it this way. It's better to like literally not post, in my opinion, than to do that. So just take the time. Don't click it to Twitter unless you do it like once in a while. Sure, whatever, it's not for me, but it's better to just take the time. You don't have to post every time you do on Instagram. You don't have to post that every time on Twitter. I do because I'm more active on Twitter, but yeah, if Instagram is your primary thing, just, then once a week instead of 5 times or 7 times or however much you post, just once or twice a week, post a cute picture on here, the same one. It's easy. Oh my god, when my last Tamagotchi died, I was in a dark place. I mean, that will put you in it. Oh my god, when I had my first Tamagotchi, I don't remember what was happening, but like, I think I had a bug thing. I don't know. It would like die every day. Just every new day it started over. And that really was probably one of the darkest times of my life in my early years. I had a very easy childhood, so that's why that was my dark time. Okay, now this is something I see a surprising amount of people do, and it is the most like easy fix ever. People will promote their music without a link. Now, again, there are times when you might want to promote it without a link because it might just be like a branding moment, because Twitter and Facebook and a lot of these places, when you post a link, they don't show your post to as many people. So there are times when maybe you're just posting a meme or whatever, but especially if you're like, my new song is out now, and it's one of the first times you're posting it or something, and you don't have a link, or you post a link but you don't have a preview. You want to make sure you have a preview on there, or a link 100% of the time. Obviously, you want something on there, but especially a link. And I see so many people like posting shit without links or without like a preview. Preferably, if you're posting new music, you want to post a direct link, and you want to post like, even if it's just a voice memo, like screen recording or whatever, not voice memo, but you know what I mean, like a screen recording of the song. You want some thing. Although personally for me, I have downloaded this app called InShot, and it makes it so easy to, oh wait, let me show y'all the icon. Oh, it's not showing up. Hello mommy, is this gonna work? InShot, that one on the bottom, I guess the bottom right of the screen for y'all. That is, especially if you just buy your own music on iTunes real quick, which is $1, then you can just sync your music to whatever video or whatever picture. You can just get the single art and then sync a video or your song to that to make it into a video, and you post that on Twitter, you post that on Instagram or whatever, and it's easy, you're done. So if you're promoting your music and you're surprised people aren't clicking, maybe it's because you didn't put a link. I know that's so self-explanatory, but I just need to say it. No, using a meme format you saw on Facebook. It's on Facebook. If it's on Facebook, the format is already long dead. That is very true. And that is the link to it, Juju. Thank you for posting that. But yeah, unless it's like you're an ironic memer and you can make the Facebook style meme part of your brand, like those really old ones at this point. So next thing is... Oh yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say, because yeah, I was seeing people like pin a post and it didn't have a link. If you're pinning a post, oh my god, who that? Oh my god, Vampris, what is up? How are you doing? My name is Kisos. It's nice to meet you. We're doing some music marketing right now, although it's actually kind of just becoming social media do's and don'ts, period. But I am a music streamer and a gaming streamer, and I have music on Spotify and all of that stuff. Here's a direct link to my Spotify, and then here's my other streaming services. It's nice to meet you. Tell me about yourself and what you do. I'd love to hear more about you. And in the meantime, I'm just going to keep talking through my points here. So yeah, if you are pinning a tweet or like highlighting a post, make sure that it has, you know, if it's going to have longevity on your page, make sure that it has ways for people to connect with you and hear what you're actually doing. Okay, please. Next one is, and I know everyone talks about follow for follow, and thank you for that shout out, Oe. Vampirist, thank you again so much for that raid. You're so sweet. Fernando, hello. And someone else said hi. Sly Killer, hello. Hello, everybody. Oh, and Slumming Giant, you said, oh my god, yes, if you're wondering why no one's listening to your music, have you made sure your microphone is on? That also happens a lot in Twitch. I think there was one day I was streaming for like 10 minutes without a mic, and I was just like yapping away, and I guess I wasn't looking at whatever. Ultimate, hello. Gaming Art Singing, oh my god. I'm gonna follow you right now. Give me one moment. One moment. If you're curious about, I've actually done like 20 something weeks of, oh my god, follow. What? Why is this button not working? There we go. If you, okay, I just gave you, there we go. If you, want to check out more of these music marketing videos, because I actually do music marketing like semi full time. That's like my main job. I have a bunch of videos on there that you can check out in addition to this. Oh my gosh, you followed me for 3 months? Have you changed your name? I was gonna say, I recognize your picture. Ultimate, thank you for the follow. I'm like, I recognize your picture, but I don't recognize your name. I'm like stalking you as I'm talking here. Oh, sometimes I get a good feeling, yay. But thank you so much for rating. Oh my god, I feel so bad I wasn't following you. But I fixed it now. Won't you ever run out of ideas for music marketing? Yes, I will. Probably next week. Honestly, we'll see how many I do in 2020. I was saying that at the beginning. I don't know then. I'm sorry. Well, I've fixed it now, Vampirist. I hit that follow. I will be there in your stream. I love gaming. I love art. I love singing. What kind of art do you do too? Oh my gosh. I was gonna do some arts and crafts later, which isn't quite the same as art, but it's arts and crafts. Okay, the next thing I was gonna say is follow for follow is a very complex topic. I know people talk about it, and usually they say it's a bad thing, and in the most part it is. But follow for follow can be if you see someone follow you who was within your own, you know, sphere of people or industry, or seems like someone that you wanna, you know, talk to, there's nothing wrong with following someone back without knowing them, you know? And there's nothing wrong with initiating that. What is wrong is expecting someone to follow you back. But usually if you follow someone and talk to them and become their friend, they'll follow you back eventually anyway. And if they don't, then maybe they're like stuck up and you don't want to be friends with them and you can unfollow them. But you can see that later. A follow doesn't mean much if the follower never comes. I mean, that's true. That's why I don't necessarily do like follower goals on Twitch anymore, because it doesn't mean anything. It matters who the viewers are. Ouija board demon, euphorics. Oh, euphorics and ultimate. Y'all are so cute. I love this. I love these themes. I love that little owl. I love the bat. Those are so cute. And they might unfollow eventually. I mean, that's true too. Like if there's someone who you're not interested in, also don't be afraid to unfollow a bitch. You know what I mean? But I'm just gonna say that really quick. Now, but kind of tied into that is there's a lot of people. I see so many music people who get so much support and follow none of their supporters. And it just makes me sad. Like, you're not required to follow anyone. I get that. Especially as you're growing, there's a lot more people following you. And your social media is for you. You know, it shouldn't just be this feed of people that you don't care about. But at the same time, if there's people that are always putting you on their playlist and always shouting you out and always engaging with your music and sharing you and shouting you out, coming to your streams if you're on Twitch and rating you and all of this stuff, and you're not following them back, like that's just the smallest piece of support that you can give someone. And I just think it's gross when I see musicians with a lot of supporters or fans, but not a lot of friends. You know what I mean? But it works for them. Like some people, I guess, don't need that reciprocation because they don't see the follow or that interaction as a certain. issue. Thank you so much for that follow, Fernando. I follow most of my supporters. Yeah, me too. Like, if it's someone who's coming into my stream for the first time, I might not follow them at first, but of course if they raid, of course if I see them here for a while, I encourage my homies to like tell me if you stream. Because if I know you, I want to support you and I want us all to grow, because when one of us grows, we all grow. As one of our networks grows, we all grow. And even if, you know, on other social media, if they're not, you know, a streamer or a musician or an entertainer, it's okay to follow them back. It's okay to be following more people than who follow you. Like, there's so many people out there who see that as like such a taboo, and it makes me so mad. It's like, you'd be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't. The people who are doing the best are the people who are following the most people. If you look at like musicians, especially like indie musicians and indie streamers, the people who get the most love are the people who give the most love. And it's just that simple. So if you are scared to break that ratio, if you are scared because you want your numbers to look cool and you want to look important, believe me, what looks more important is that money in your bank account when you got people actually streaming your music and actually coming to your streams on Twitch and actually, you know, going to all of this stuff. That looks better. And I'm not saying it's just about money, but I mean, you'll notice people want to support you when you support them. I don't want to make it seem like you're just doing this for money, but it really is just addition. When you're friends with people, they want to support you. And especially as musicians and streamers and people in the arts and entertainment, we rely on our friends to give us our living, because it's harder for us to break through that. Give, then you will get something even a bit back, and just give them. You will see it. It's true. Exactly, Vampris. You just give and you will get. And it doesn't need to be giving with the intention of getting. It's just giving and knowing that, you know what, I will get things back, not the most from everyone all the time, and that's okay. But the more you give, the more you get. And that's just karma. They give the time to come and raid and say hi and retweet and show up in your stream. Gotta return the love back, always. Exactly. And quality over quantity, right? Well, like if you want to say quality over quantity, like some people, you know, it is quality interactions over quantity. Again, I'm not saying you have to follow everyone, especially on like Instagram. I'm like, or Twitter, you know, even if someone supports me, but then they like never post, I'm just like, well, I don't know. I guess I can follow you, but you haven't posted in like 10 years. So I don't know. But if someone ever reached out to me and was like, hey, would you follow me? And they're my friend, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I'm fine. Let's do it. Let's go, girls. And the last thing, honestly, is just a lot of people I see only promote themselves, and that's all they post about. They don't post nothing funny. They don't retweet nothing funny. They don't shout out their friends. They're just posting about their music all the time, or their stream, or whatever. And honestly, when you post about your own stuff, most of the time people aren't even going to click on it. Especially if you don't have like real friends and supporters on social media. So what you need to do is start supporting other people. Now, I will say you don't want to go too far and just always be posting things for clout, because there's a lot of people that are just like, I'm going to post something about support small streamers and everyone tag your favorite streamer in the comments, because they just want all of those retweets, and then no one ever, you know, actually connects from it. It's pretty empty. And people will do that with music sometimes too, where it's just like, here are 80,000 of my favorite musicians. And it's like, yeah, it's nice to be included, but at the same time, is this really, if you're shouting out everyone, it's also kind of the same as shouting out no one, you know? So just like what I do for music is every week I have, you know, a new playlist update where I shout out my friends. When they release something new, I shout them out. If, you know, one of my friends on Twitch has a goal that they're trying to hit, or if they've just been, you know, really great lately and I want to give them some extra love, I'll shout them out too. But it's just important to show your personality on social media, and a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't show their personality, or they're scared to like be funny or be weird or be strange. And they feel like if they're promoting other people, then maybe they're accidentally competing and covering up themselves, which isn't true. So I would just encourage you to, if you're, you know, no matter the amount that you're already sharing other people, I'd say kick it up a notch. Don't over support. Yes, you also don't want to over support, because then it can be the same thing. If you're always retweeting everything everyone does, you're also gonna get ignored. So you got to be careful there. If you don't know what funny stuff to retweet, just retweet whatever Elon Musk does. Oh my gosh, I actually muted Elon Musk. I've muted so many people. I don't block anyone, but I mute a lot of people. Unless they're like completely terrible, in which case maybe I'll block them. But and it's true, be yourself, be yourself, don't be shy. You know, you don't gotta go crazy from day one, but you just, sprinkle a little bit of yourself here, a little bit of yourself there, a little bit of yourself here. The last thing I wanted to say is probably the least uplifting thing. And I know this was such like a negative music marketing, but if you've watched any of my other weeks, or if you haven't, do go watch my other weeks. I have 23 other weeks that are a lot more focused on what you should do and ways to help versus like things that you don't do. But I've just been sitting on all of these complaints for so long, and I just figured, you know what, we're gonna get it out of our system. We're gonna do it in one video. And yeah, but the last thing I wanted to say is there's a lot of times when you will try to better yourself and like watch things on music marketing, for example, or like how to grow on social media. And a lot of people will not tell you one important thing. They will not give you one piece of advice that actually matters. Like, I've watched so many other music marketing videos, and all of their advice is like post on social media. For example, for music, they'll be like, tell people you have a new song coming out, post the new song when it's out, make a little video for your song, see if you can get your friends to post your song, register your song, put your song on streaming services. And literally that's like everything. Like everything they say is just terrible stuff. So if you are watching music marketing videos or other types of, marketing videos or self-improvement videos, and you feel like nothing is clicking, find someone else to watch, like me, because there's so many people out there that pretend like they have a lot to say and then they don't have anything to say, and they'll just try to sell you a book that also doesn't say anything, and it's just the most nebulous shit. So if you're having trouble, try to come up with some actual step-by-step shit and try stuff out yourself. Hit me up if you have questions. I am always here. Music marketing is what I do. I do music, I do streaming, I do all of these things, and I've been able to grow myself really, really well, slow and steady. I won't say it's astronomical, but it's been slow and steady growth. And we have our astronomical peaks here and there, which have really paid off, and I've helped a lot of other people grow too. So if you got question, literally people's whole videos are just filler. I was watching it the other day. It's like all these people that pop up for me, and I'll try to watch it because I'm like, let's see if this person is good. Let's see if there's another person who's like marketing videos I can recommend or I can learn something from. And I never do. And that's not me being cocky. It's just the fact that they don't say anything because these people don't have experience. They're more like consultants instead of people living the life. Like, a lot of them are not musicians, and they're just like generic marketers trying to pretend about music, and they'll make a 20-minute video about this one thing and tell you absolutely nothing. And you're like, okay, I guess I'll try this. I guess I'll post on social media and use some hashtags on Instagram. Like, that is not going to do anything. What's going to do it is making friends, making community, making playlists, sharing other people, hitting up editors, journalists, making sure that you're talking about yourself properly on social media, all of that stuff. And they don't give a damn piece of advice for that. So anyway, that's where we're going to end it today. I know this was a lot of basic kind of information, but if you feel it was basic, maybe that still means it applies to you. Like, I am always thinking about these things. I'll be drafting a tweet and then I'm like, oh, this doesn't bring any value. This is a very negative tweet, or, it just, sounds very down on myself. How can I change this tweet to be more uplifting, to be more exciting, and to show my more grateful side of what's happening with me in my music? Because a lot of cool stuff is happening. So, if you think it doesn't apply to you, think again. Maybe it doesn't, but maybe it does. That's all I'm trying to say. This was week 24 of music marketing. It will be up on YouTube very soon. And if I may shout myself out, I have a couple new songs I released in the last month. My serious one is He Didn't Want Me, which is from my upcoming EP. And then we have Santa's Bussy, which I was going to take off streaming services, but multiple people have told me don't. So I might leave it up year round. It might just be there. Anyway, I love you all. Oh, you have a question? Okay, Peter. What's your question? We won't end yet. Just taking a water break. Oh my God. So I had a show last night, and it was a 45-minute set, which is the longest set I've ever done. And I was also super, I wasn't super sick, but I'm still getting over a sickness. And I'm just like, oh, I'm just like choking on myself the whole set. So we had to figure it out as we went, but it was good. It was so much fun. That is a really good question, Peter. So Peter is asking, how do you promote things like achievements without making it look like bragging? I want to share good news, but I never want people to think I'm bragging or full of myself. I totally feel that, Peter, and you have never come off that way to me, number one. Like even when I was like, congratulations on the playlist, you were like, oh yeah, I still can't believe it, I don't really know what's going on. Okay, I will say real quick, I will shout out, what did I say? Okay, in week 21 we have my videos called how to self-promote without annoying your followers. That can kind of tie in. It's basically like different ways to promote your music without annoying people, just making it more fun. But that's not exactly a full crossover. So in terms of sharing your good news without you feeling like you're bragging, I would say just make sure that when you're sharing it that you're being thankful. Like it always has that thankful spin, and that you maybe add in a crying emoji or something. Sometimes you got to ham it up a little bit. And over exaggerate so that it comes across as happy as you are. Like let me see what I wrote here. Yeah, like for example, although I can't show titties on Twitch and I'm going to, I don't care. Like here, when I first got on these astrology playlists, I said like I died and bloomed again. Like I tried to make it kind of funny. So excited to introduce happily ever after to people and so thankful. And then I think I posted something about like 30K streams or something here. Almost I am dizzy. You just want to make it seem like something cute. Like I said dizzy, and then I also like lightened it up by having my excited screen recordings. Oh, that wasn't what I was picturing, but it was just like, I think maybe it was another post. Was it on this one? Oh, yeah, like sharing like this, like a text message thread when something happened. Like for example, Peter, like I think you found out like Q Reviews was the one who told you. So like you can put that like screenshot of that or something. I just do things I try to make it cute because I want to celebrate myself and I want to show off these numbers and things because that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working towards. Like I know the numbers are not everything, but they are something in terms of showing us how far we've come. So it's really nice to be able to share these things, and it is just always going to be a little awkward. You start to get over it. I'm over it at this point in terms of like, I don't get shy about sharing my accomplishments because I always do my best to, also support other people. So it doesn't, I'm as long as you're uplifting and being cute, I think it's good. This was another one too, where I posted about the same playlist. Like I was on 2 of her playlists and expected them to go down, but I was shocked to hit even more attention. In December, I've been growing so more. And I say like, in a way I planned for this, but by putting in the work, but this payoff is still so surreal. So I would say kind of the conclusions there are talking about the work that you put into it, trying to make it cute, lighten it up, inject personality instead of just being like, I'm the baddest bitch, fuck you all, and I'm on these playlists and you all are trash. Hello, Life of Square, is that how I say it? Life of Square. I'm doing great. We're just finishing up a little bit of social media, music marketing stuff here, and then we're gonna probably do some arts and crafts, honestly. Some cute stuff. Oh, just SQ? Okay, Life of SQ. Life of SQ. Ich kann Deutsch. Kannst du Deutsch? Wo kommst du? Woraus kommst du? Also ich komme aus Kalifornien, aber ich habe Deutsch in Highschool und auch bei der Uni studiert und auch habe 3 Monate lang in Deutschland gewohnt. Ich habe viel vergessen, aber ich kann immer noch ziemlich gut Deutsch und ich kann fast alles verstehen. Oh, du kommst aus Deutschland. Oh, okay, beautiful. I always love finding more German friends because I love practicing my German. Vielen Dank. Oh my God. Now I'm shy, everyone. But yeah, that's all I would say. If you just take a second, look at it. It's also not a bad thing if you post something and you're like, I don't know if that came off right, just delete it and post it again. The beat on Santa's Boosie is freaking lit. Well, okay, y'all. We're gonna play this music marketing stream out with the end of Santa's Boosie. Does anyone else have any questions? If so, let me know. Otherwise, we'll hang out a little bit with Santa's Boosie before we end. Brendan, nice to see you. I hope you had a good stream. I think I saw in Discord that you were on.
Good boy this year, and
wanted to ask something special of you both. I hope you don't think I'm being too forward, but... Oh, you got a question? What is it, Juju? Do you check out my music and let me know if it's worth marketing? Oh, number one, I can say your music is worth marketing without even listening. But of course, send it over. What is love? Oh my god. Okay, wait, y'all. Here we go. Could Santa spare some booty? Just a snowflake of Santucci. Miss Claus, you gotta tell me. Oh, got me so horny. I don't mean to intrude on your love. Oh, I love this song so much. Maybe I won't take it down. The people have spoken. The people have spoken. Anyway, that's the end of Music Marketing Week, whatever I said, 24. I will see you all maybe in a week, maybe two. I'm still going to be streaming. Don't worry, y'all. I'm just ending the music marketing stream. So this will be on YouTube. I will see you there. Hit me up if you have any questions at It's Kisos on social media, or my email is something. It'll be there. Okay, bye.